Cillian Murphy has become a global superstar in the acting world. However, it's not something that happened overnight. In fact, his career in entertainment has already spanned 30 years, from playing Tommy Shelby in Peaky Blinders to appearing in a number of star-studded Christopher Nolan films, including Oppenheimer, where Cillian received an Oscar for his leading performance. Naturally, in the run-up to a Hollywood film being released, the cast are required to promote the film. You'll often find them sitting down for in-depth interviews and conveniently popping up in red carpet events. With the rise in social media, much of this content will be appearing on platforms like YouTube. If you've ever taken any interest in how films are marketed, you'll also be aware of press junkets. These short back-to-back interviews are designed to maximise the coverage of a new film. However, due to their very nature, the interviews are often repetitive, surface level, and lack any type of in-depth conversation. Most actors will play the game and do their bit to promo the film, indulging the gossip column interviewers. After all, it's part of the job description. Just because the filming's over, it doesn't mean the performance is. The more hysteria they create around the film, the more people watch and the more money everyone makes. The press junkets are almost like auditions for actors. Many co-stars will even act flirtatious towards each other, even if separately married to different people, to drum up additional hype. This is because the better they sell the film and the more synergy they display with their fellow talent, the more likely directors and producers will want to work with them in the future. But when you watch a Cillian Murphy interview compilation, you see someone who looks bored, not interested, and disengaged with the interview process. His nature in these interviews has become somewhat of a viral meme. Even if unintentionally, Cillian Murphy has cultivated an image that he doesn't care about the hysteria that usually comes with being an A-list actor. He's obsessed with his craft, but not all the fluff that comes with it. This is something that even his co-stars have spoken about.
He's the worst celebrity in the world. He's the best actor in the world, and he's the worst celebrity in the world.
Matt Damon told me that Cillian is the worst dinner companion imaginable.
They keep making memes out of Cillian because he doesn't mask it. He just doesn't mask it.
This is seemingly unusual in the acting world and likely baffling for his co-stars. Why would he not want to sell his acting ability and cozy up to other A-listers? Even if he didn't want to do those things, he's an actor. He's made a good living from embodying both fictional and historical characters, taking on separate ways of life and emotions to his own. He could just extend this performance a step further and use it to entertain in interviews and indulge his co-stars. Interestingly, even if they get brushed off, these same co-stars still hold him in high regard, often giving him compliments, whether he sat next to them or not. But why? Because his craft is at a world-class level. It really is that simple. If he was an average actor and carried himself in the media like this, he would find it difficult to get any meaningful airtime, and it would obviously impact his ability to get roles in the first place. Because he's extremely talented and dedicated to his craft, he has the luxury of having the ability to be himself. Part of the reason why Cillian's media attitude has become meme-worthy is because people can relate to him. Finally, there's an introvert who's being himself and doesn't want to be the centre of attention. Unfortunately, this is a freedom a lot of people don't have. In the West, it's an extrovert's world, and we're all living in it, whether we like it or not. The truth is, Cillian's attitude in the media and personality would hold him back in many typical corporate office environments. His work in a corporate office job wouldn't be enough. Social performance and positioning are just as important as the work. You can't just produce high quality work, you have to signal your ability and advocate for yourself. Acting is a performance by nature. Everyone tunes in to watch a spectacle, so the work is visible and easy to measure. This is unlike corporate work, where the work is often quiet and independent. Meetings and social events like after-work drinks are all extensions of the work, even if technically out of hours and unpaid. These are all areas of performance which will be considered in your work-based performance reviews. In the acting world, the on-screen work is the evidence of a performance ability. What happens after that is almost irrelevant when considering the actual quality of the work. However, there are cases like the Barbie film that came out in 2023 that was culturally prevalent and benefited from mass social media hype before the release of the film. Whereas in a corporate environment, there's often no getting away with it. The evidence is how you present yourself and explain the work. That's where promotions and pay rises come from. That's not to say that Cillian Murphy couldn't do an office job. He could certainly handle the work, I'm sure. He would just have to turn on that on-screen acting ability if he wanted to progress through the ranks. In the run-up to the Peaky Blinders film being released, the type of promo Cillian participated in changed. Instead of surface-level press junkets, Netflix carried a lot of the heavy marketing themselves, with Cillian appearing in various conversations with co-stars like Barry Keoghan and writer Stephen Knight. This is an interesting development on multiple fronts. By owning the marketing as well, Netflix has kept control of the film's promotional narrative. Cillian was no longer being exposed in low-budget press junkets and potentially damaging the film's credibility by appearing uninterested. Instead, he was speaking within a high-budget interview set that reflected the film's intellect, conversing about embodying the complex emotions of his character, Tommy Shelby, and the unique history of the Peaky Blinders. There's also a conversation between Cillian and the lead singer from Fontaines DC, who make the music throughout the film. Here, Cillian was able to get his passion for music across and his expertise as a producer, showing his understanding of how certain soundtracks can further enhance different scenes.
When I first heard that track, it sounded like a Bond theme. It got that richness to it. The way you sing it, it's also in the production of it. When that piece went over, it just clicked. He's realizing you can only affect what's happening in the world by being in the world. And he's withdrawn from the world.
Another insightful interaction was on Trackstar, where the interviewee is tasked with identifying songs that are played to them. It doesn't come as a surprise that Cillian excelled throughout this interaction, and also revealed that he played in a band when he was younger, further adding to the catalogue of experience within the arts and entertainment industry.
I used to be in a band called Sons of Mr. Greenjeans, so we stole the title from that track. 30 years ago, we were obsessed with Zappa.
As a teenager, you were in a band?
Yeah, all the way back from when I was young.
What'd you do?
I was playing guitar and singing, yeah.
You still play?
I mess around, yeah.
Are you ever gonna bring the band back?
We play together, you know? It's sometimes if you try and put an outcome on something, it can kind of die.
While he hasn't had to play the Hollywood game like many of his co-stars, he's got to the level where he can pick and choose the interviews he takes part in, and this is in the best interest of everyone involved in his films. Outside of the main event, Cillian is at his best when talking passionately about his craft, his character's development, and how music can be used to tie it all together. We really can't be sure whether this change in interview exposure was in part thanks to Cillian's team mixing up the strategy, or whether it was convenient timing thanks to a demand for more substance from those we see on screen. In an age where content has typically become shorter, more service level, and for the most part, disposable. However, what we can be sure of is that people often have far more to offer than you might first think. Sometimes it just takes a right environment rather than being judged on a preconceived checklist of what a person should be like and how they should perform, in a manner that would otherwise be totally unnatural and irrelevant to the makeup of that person.